What's a smell that's bad but smells oddly good? I like the burning dust smell when you turn on your heater for the first time in months. Objectively a bad smell, but I associate it with warmth and coziness. Petrol/gasoline. I roll down the windows in the car every time I fill up. So satisfying. Low tide. I call it dirty oyster, and sometimes if the wind is right, you can smell it all over the joint. I've lived in several Australian coastal cities and it's the same. I love it. I love the smell of an unfinished basement or parking garage. Going way back here. Freshly mimeographed papers in school. When we had to pass them back, every kid would take a long drag off of them. That plastic smell from new inflatable pool toys. Sharpie permanent markers. Gasoline. I know it's toxic. I know I shouldn't enjoy it. And yet every time I'm at a gas station I'm just standing there like it's a spa. Your own farts. I mean, hit or miss, but smelling your own brand is way more manageable than smelling someone else's. Just for clarification, I'm not over here blasting raunchy farts into my face. Rubber tires, like at the bike shop or car tire dealer. You know when it's extremely hot and then it suddenly rains? That smell that comes from concrete and the iron roof. I find it extremely pleasant. The smell of a freshly mowed lawn mixed with the smell of gasoline from the mower. My doggy's lil Dorito toes. My man's body odor. I know it's gross, I know there is a part of me that registers this as foul smell, but the majority of me is so turned on by the smell, pheromones, and it smells like fruity and nutty. I just love sniffing his armpits and skin after he's gotten sweaty. It's so weird. Wood varnish. My dad used to be a carpenter, but it's toxic AF. Readers of Reddit. What's a 10/10 book you've read? Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir. I haven't stayed up until 3 a.m. reading since I was a kid, but this book made me feel like I was actually in space trying to save humanity with a ruler and a calculator. It's the only time I've ever cried over spatial geometry. The Count of Monte Cristo by Alexander Dumas. Dungeon Crawler Carl. All 7, so far, books are cash money. 1 fish, 2 fish, red fish, blue fish. A Tree Grows in Brooklyn. Dune by Frank Herbert. Flowers for Algernon was one of my favorites. Sad, but amazing. And then There Were None by Agatha Christie is legendary. Suzanne Collins' books are among my favorites, but some are flawed. Currently reading The Will of the Many and it's amazing. It's like Harry Potter meets Hunger Games but with a Roman-style flavor to it. I'm only several chapters in, but it's awesome. Recently, East of Eden and Strangers on a Train. To Kill a Mockingbird. Sphere by Michael Crichton. The Road by Cormac McCarthy. A Prayer for Owen Meany by John Irving. Confederacy of Dunces by John Kennedy Toole, a Pulitzer winner, set in New Orleans. Wildly hilarious and sad all at the same time. The Little Prince. A masterpiece like no other. Golden Sun by Pierce Brown, close to October 10th. Piranesi by Susanna Clark. It's a quick read, but it is such a beautiful story that shifts so hard mid-book, but in such a weird way. Parents who dropped their baby, what happened and how is your child doing now? My dad was playing with his nephew, I forget how old but obviously small enough, throwing him up in the air. And then one throw too many, he hit his head on the ceiling fan. Well, he went on to become an engineer. So I'd say no damage was done, except to uncle babysitting privileges lol. Don't know if this counts but I dropped my baby down a flight of concrete stairs going up to my apartment. She was in her car seat with the handle raised and I slipped on the stair and the seat fell out of my hand. I watched it tumble down the stairs and stop upright at the bottom. I don't want to talk about my nervous breakdown, but after an ambulance ride and an emergency room visit she was deemed completely fine. She was placed perfectly in her seat and the upright handle basically saved her from facial and body injuries from the concrete stairs. It has been 5 years and she is totally fine. I don't think I've ever been so close to going over the edge mentally. I was right there. It ruined me for a long time with the guilt and the what-ifs and if I had just waited for my husband. It was rough. My baby was under a month old when I fell down the stairs carrying her at 4 a.m. I took out a speaker, a post from our banister, and wrecked my knee, but she only fell about 6 inches onto carpet and right into our cat's crinkly fabric bag. She was completely unpaused. I cried for hours in terror. She's 8 months old now and totally fine. When my son was about 3 months old he rolled off the changing table. I had enough reaction time to pretty much stick my foot out to try and break his fall. That didn't really work and I basically kicked him on the way down. He's almost 7 now, and besides being a chronic nose picker, he's totally fine. Not a parent, but toddler fell down basement steps trying to follow me. Cracked skull, concussion, had to wear a helmet for weeks. They are fine. A chief in the Navy. Married with children. I can still hear the sound of their head hitting the cement floor when I think about the accident. I was the one that was dropped, and not really dropped, but my mom accidentally threw me down the stairs. My dad had a habit of leaving the dirty clothes in front of the front door to my house and would require my mom to push open the door. One day she decides that, if he puts the clothes in front of the door, I'm gonna kick in the door. In front of the door there were stairs to the basement, and one day I just so happened to be playing in front of the door as my mom is getting home from work. The door wasn't opening, because I was in front of it, and she decided to follow up on her promise of kicking it in. As she did, I went flying down the stairs. My mom told me that I had no injury, surprisingly, and I am still here today, so I'd say I'm doing pretty good. I didn't drop her, older sister did. Knocked her out, and we spent the night at the hosp keeping an eye. No issues beyond being checked for autism, but I don't really think that was the floor's fault. Just life. I was dropped down nearly 10 wooden steps to a concrete slab when my mother lost control of the car seat I was in leaving the house. My brother accidentally tripped her somehow. Being in the car seat obviously protected me. As my mother puts it, we were on the way to the pediatrician, we just went faster. Nothing long term. Slight scratch on my head. Jokes for decades. My dad dropped my older brother as a baby. Unfortunately for me it wasn't high enough, this is a joke, moderators. My great-great-grandmother left her baby with a babysitter and she dropped him. Permanent brain damage, sad face. Of course medicine wasn't as advanced in those days, so might have gone differently if it happened now. My 8-year-old daughter dropped my son, who was 1 month old at the time. I was standing right next to her but didn't react in time. This was in 1989. My son was diagnosed with ADHD and has addiction and mental health issues. He was diagnosed with schizophrenia at the age of 18. My husband and I both have immediate family members with major mental illness. I believe my son's schizophrenia was triggered by the use of marijuana and psychedelic drugs. He spent a year in 2 mental hospitals. He is doing better now and has a steady job and a girlfriend. My cousins both fell out of a window when they were 5 and 6. Both survived, one fell on his head and one didn't. The one who did has a myriad of mental health issues as an adult, rage issues, suicide attempts, and prison stays. I didn't drop her, but she did roll off the bed. She's 23 now and a chemical engineer. I was dropped. NGL, I'm a little slow. Baby was 3 days old. We brought him home and laid him on the floor so my so could take a picture, facing the camera downwards. The battery pack fell out of the camera straight onto our kid's nether regions from a height of about 5 feet. Boy did he scream. Batteries were large back in the day. 40 years on, that baby has fathered at least 1 illegitimate child, so I guess he was okay. What's the moment you realized your partner wasn't the one? You stop feeling safe sharing your thoughts. You feel more drained than happy after seeing them. You imagine your future and they are blurry in it. You keep making excuses for behavior you wouldn't accept from anyone else. You realize you're in love with their potential, not who they actually are. He told me that it's weird for me to drive my own car when he was a passenger because it was emasculating for him. He got the Mormon teenage girl pregnant. We were in our late 20s at the time. When I realized I was happy with her absence. Would release a breath I wasn't aware I was holding. The first real clue was how relieved I was when they left. They were going to be gone a long time and very far away. And I felt like a bad person thinking, I'm so glad they're finally gone. Like, I'm antisocial, sure, but, damn. I thought we were happy. I guess I wasn't that happy. They're my ex now. When our daughter, at 3 years, said, stop yelling. When he started saying extremely racist stuff in front of me and my family. Mind you. He knew from the beginning that I come from a family of immigrants. When I was correcting something he remembered wrong, but I thought I was only talking normally. Conversationally, neutrally, and without judgment or condescension. It guy was just trying to be helpful but also not interrupt his train of thought. He told me to shut up. I thought he was joking and I spoke up again to further walk back the memory with him. He flipped out and said, oh my fucking god, woman, do you listen? Shut your goddamn mouth. And walked out and drove away. I was in his apartment alone now with no vehicle cause he picked me up. My ears started ringing and my face and body burned up. Felt like my whole body was static or something. We'd been together about 7 mo when that happened and had never fought until whatever that was. After that it was war only. I didn't know I was drafted, sad face. When he told me that he didn't want our future children to have a social security number or get vaccinated. When I found out he had cheated on me our whole relationship. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me 8 times, yeah. I'm embarrassed it took so long. When the first lie came up and then the others followed. I hate liars. When I came home from a trip and he said, "It's good you're back. This house is a lot to keep up with when you're gone." I had known well before, but this was the final nail in the coffin and made the decision easier to move forward with. When I realized there was no accountability and no curiosity in getting to know who I am. When she was having an affair and I told her if she didn't stop it would ruin our marriage and destroy our beautiful life that we built together. She proceeded with her affair and got her AP's name tattooed, and we are going through a divorce. When I genuinely thought I was a lesbian, I was so repulsed at the idea of being intimate with him. I even came out to my parents as gay. Turns out I'm still just bi and was very unhappy. What happened to the most popular guy in high school? I'm commenting on Reddit. He joined the NFL and is currently in the Texans. You may have heard of him. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. I don't really think we had popular people in my high school. I remember the rich kids kinda reflected that stereotype, but any popularity was really just exclusive to hierarchy within their own clique. The rest of US didn't give a shit about them. One of my friends was a good guy. He started lifting when we were 13. Got big. Women loved him. Guys definitely looked up to him. When he was 28, he intervened in a bar fight between his girlfriend and some other girl. Some guy said, "Let's take it outside," and he went. The other guy pulled a gun and shot him in the head. R.I.P. Miguel. Imagine carrying that jealousy and butthurt for almost 20 years, and venting on a random sub. Sir, you're the embodiment of Reddit. I just wanted to thank people for responses and the criticism, I appreciate it. I didn't mean to insult anybody, just was trying to point out how this post sounded. It feels just so wrong to celebrate someone else's misfortune in life just because they were popular when they were just a kid. It's just I was a very unpopular kid too. A lot of us just grow out of it. Only thing this post achieves is setting a bad example for young men here. Don't be jealous of the Chad, I hate the term LOL, just live your life and work on yourself. Don't celebrate someone else's misery. I don't remember who that was. Define popular. I once accidentally farted in someone's face during sit-ups at a gym class and most other classes heard about it. Currently not in jail and still farting unapologetically. I can't say. But I can say what one of the losers ended up like. Poor boy, clothes too small and worn till they ripped with shoes that had toes sticking out. Very few friends. Found the best woman on the planet. Worked hard and honest and retired happy, healthy and well respected in his early 50s as a multi-millionaire. I was acquainted with him through my friend group, even after HS and beyond. He was very popular, charismatic, good-looking, had wealthy parents, so all the popular boy traits, but was still generally down to earth. He liked to party a lot though. He had his ups and downs after HS, originally sent to a prestigious university but didn't keep his academics up and dropped out, but did go back to a state school to finish his degree. Got married, then divorced, no kids, and bounced around for a while. He passed away a few years back, his family wouldn't say how, but the rumors are drug OD. He was a good guy overall, just partied too hard for his own good. The 3 most popular guys in HS. One of them became a personal trainer, owns a gym, doing well for himself. Another became a homeless drug addict. The other became a cop and was killed in a shootout. Homeboy selling women's shoes at the mall now. Owns a big house though surprisingly. I'm not sure if he was the most popular, but he was very well liked. He made Forbes 30 under 30 a few years ago for his involvement with a very public medical issue at the time. Probably the most successful person, accomplishment-wise, to come from my class. Graduated early, went into the Air Force. No idea what he does there, but he takes a lot of vacations. Other than visiting family on holidays, he never bothers with the hometown much. He was one of those guys that was popular not just because of his family or his athletics but because he was so chill and charismatic with everyone. He taught me how to lift, tried to get me laid, but I think my personality fell through a bit there. There was one time when he saw my mom and I looking at a house for sale nearby his and he was actually excited at the possibility of us being neighbors. He was a great guy that treated everybody with an equal amount of kindness. I hope he's doing well. He died in a car crash. He wasn't a bad guy or a bully. Truly a great dude.